Good morning, first grade Smarties, and happy Wednesday. Happy Roaring Wednesday. All right, so today is going to be our last writing lesson today. And this one is very interesting because our question asks us, what is your favorite element of the Cinderella stories and why? So let's think back to our lessons with Miss Ray. Miss Ray has talked about how all these Cinderella stories have four things in common. They have four elements in every Cinderella story. We've read Cinderella, we've read Cinderella, we've read The Rough Faced Girl, Bigfoot Cinderella, Adelita, and the Korean Cinderella. Sorry, that's six. We've read six different Cinderella stories, and they all have four things that are the same. They have good characters. So, who would the good characters be? Our Cinderella characters, right? And usually the other good character is the father, the prince, or the man that she marries, and the person or thing that helps her achieve marrying the prince, right? So usually fairy godmother, or in Cinderella we had Nanan, we had the Barry Godfather in Bigfoot Cinderella. So we have good characters. Then we have bad characters. Now, who is the bad character in almost every single Cinderella story? The stepmothers and the stepsisters. We have a magical element. So think back to Cinderella. What is the classic magical element that the fairy godmother has? She has a magic wand, right? And in the rough faced girl, what was magical in that? The nature. And in Bigfoot Cinderella, the buried godfather was magical. In Adelita, Esperanza was magical. And in the Korean Cinderella, the goblins, the Togabi, they were magical. And then there's one more element, and that is the proof of identity. Now, in Cinderella, how does the prince know that Cinderella is the woman for him? Knows by the glass slipper. And does every story have a glass slipper? No. In Cinderella, it was a pink slipper. In the rough faced girl, remember the rough faced girl saw who? The invisible being. In Adelita, it was the rebozo, that beautiful shawl that he saw hanging. In Bigfoot Cinderella, it was the bark clog. And in the Korean Cinderella, it was the straw sandal. So I want you to think back. We've read six different stories. What has been your favorite element of the stories and why? I just talked about all four elements. I gave examples. I want you to think back. In every Cinderella story, what was your favorite part? Was it the good characters? Did you admire the Cinderella character? Did you like the bad characters? I don't know. Maybe you did. You got to tell me why, though. Was it the magical element that you enjoyed, seeing the different ways that magic played a part in these books and how it gave a different spin? Or was your favorite the proof of identity? So the thing that revealed our Cinderella character as the princess, as the admirable character. What was your favorite element? Now, as you're thinking, we're going to look at our question, and it's asking me what my favorite part was. So I'm going to start with the word my favorite part. And how do I start every sentence? Uppercase letter, you got it. And it asked me what my favorite element of the Cinderella stories. I already have that in my question, so I can just copy those words so I know I'm spelling them right. So my favorite element Now, I'm using these words because I want to make sure that I'm answering the question completely, because I can't just say magic wand, right? It has to be a complete sentence. It has to be a complete idea. So my favorite element of the Cinderella stories, and I'm using my best first grade handwriting, my favorite element of the Cinderella stories is, what do you think mine is? I like the magical element, is the magical element. Now, that's great. I've said what my favorite element was, but here's the problem. There's that word at the end, why. So I have to tell why. Why is it my favorite element? What word do I use when answering a why question? Do you remember? I use the word because. Great job. So I'm going to spell because. My favorite element is the magical element because, there's our word because, the Cinderella character always gets the help that she needs. That's why it's my favorite part, is because our Cinderella character, she's a good person, right? She's hardworking, she's kind, she's respectful, and good things come to those that are good, right? So these magical elements, whether it was the goblin in the Korean Cinderella or the fairy godfather or Esperanza or Nanin or our fairy godmother, they always wanted to help Cinderella achieve her dreams, achieve her goals, because she deserved it, right? So that is why the magical element is my favorite part. So I'm saying my favorite element of the Cinderella stories is the magical element, because the Cinderella character always gets help in a special way. That's true, right? So with the magical element, for example, my favorite magical element is when the rough-faced girl sees the invisible being, right? That was so unique. That was so special to that character, because she was kind, she was honest, she was hardworking, and she was rewarded for that, right? She got to see what was her prince, the invisible being who was part of nature. So I want to know which element was your favorite. Okay, I wrote one sentence. I could keep going. I could say, I also liked, I could use an example from the story. I'm challenging myself to do another sentence. I also liked when so I'm going to use an example from the book. So I also liked when the rough-faced girl, good learners can challenge themselves, right? Good writers also use examples. They use examples so whoever is reading it can get an idea and have evidence, have proof of why you feel the way that you do. So this is your opinion. Remember, we've been talking about opinions. What is your opinion? So my opinion is that I like the magical element because the Cinderella character gets help. I also liked when the rough-faced girl saw, ooh, that AW saw the invisible being in nature. I really like that part. In the nature. And I end every sentence with punctuation. Great job. I will need a period, not a question mark or an exclamation mark, because I'm just stating a fact. So here is my writing. If you see, I started my sentences with capital letters. I ended with punctuation. I have finger spaces. I went back and made sure that my sentences made sense. So I cannot wait to see, what was your favorite element? The good characters, the bad characters, the magical element, or the proof of identity? And tell me why. Why was that your favorite element? All right, guys, I hope you have a great Wednesday. This is our last writing. So I want to see, did you write maybe 3 sentences? I don't know. Good learners do hard things. All right, guys, I hope you have a fantastic day. Keep roaring and have a great summer. Bye, guys.